Let's play as the Kuru. Who do we board? Just out of curiosity. So that I remember the names. The Pankala. We'll play as the Kuru, starting out with 4 citizens. They are ecological. Flag technologies are cheaper in terms of science. Food technologies are 25% cheaper. But each new city costs 10 food more instead of 5 food more. And units cost 20% more. So you can't really afford that many cities or units, which is unfortunate. Because how else can you defend your borders? With power tax? No, you'll just have fewer units and fewer cities. Or you'll just compensate by getting more resources and paying a higher price. The people of Kuru live by the wisdom of the Vedas, and their deeds will echo through eternity. These are the win conditions. The Hanging Gardens. I need to get 800 wealth to get 3 victory points. That's really simple. Or is it? Do I have easy access to hills? No, I don't. Not really. Unless I desperately head east. I can flag the desert though and extract quite a decent bit of cash out of it. Power tax at 18. They're not any cheaper for me, but they're not more expensive, so I could hypothetically go for them. Power at 15 for the Statue of Zeus. Armies and fleets. And city population. These are usually easy to get, but these are the exact things that are penalized. In my case. Spaces on the map at 100 and captured cities. As long as I capture a single city, I get that single victory point. Let's see now. I could get 2 2s and 1 3. I'll almost certainly aim for the wealth. Even though I'll get it from other sources than hills. And I'll just need 4 more points, aside from that. Presumably, armies and fleets and maybe city pop? Or possibly armies and fleets power? Maybe city pop power. Probably not these. If I were to capture a single city, getting 100 spaces on the map should be perfectly feasible. At which point I just need 5 points. From wealth and something else. I can't necessarily plan that far ahead. We shall see how this plays out. I get 40 science. What do I want to spend it on? I would love to flag some river tiles. They have wondrous, bountiful yields, although I think as far as the food is concerned, I need to dart south and flag as many of these plain tiles as I possibly can. And further down the line, if I can't get them initially, I might want to consider conquest as means of acquiring additional plain tiles, although that's presumably not worth it. So for all I know, it's not actually worth it to try and flag river tiles that desperately, even though they have amazing bountiful yields. I think I ought to focus on plain tiles. They grant me science and food, whereas the river tiles grant me 2 units of food. I could go for both, I guess. Can't really get yields off of my plain tiles, not quite yet. Fine, let's get both for now. Should I go for grassland flags? I don't think it's worth it. Especially since I won't be flagging them right now will I? Let's keep on flagging south as much as possible. I could also flag 2 river tiles, might as well. I guess I will be flagging grassland tiles. Just to be able to progress. I also need as much food as I possibly can get. So let's flag these 2 plain tiles for the bountiful yields. And let's head north with the grassland. Actually, no, let's try to cut off these guys from as many resources as I possibly can. So let's get this grassland tile on top of all of that. Trading everything I can for food. Remember, the AI does not get opportunities. So I do have the advantage, and I am playing an easy faction with a huge capital. So I'm doing quite well. Crop rotation for 2 food per plain tile. With 5 of them right now, that'll be a bonus 10. That's quite a lot. All bronze axes to get all the forest flag tags. There are quite a few forest tiles out there, but I think crop rotation is worth more to me. Do I want to redeem that right away? Or do I want to flag a couple more plain tiles right now? I think I want to redeem it immediately for a bonus 10 food and keep on flagging. Obviously the plains to go south. Obviously the river tile over here for the food. The grasslands over here because they are cheap. More plains, once again, because they give me plenty of food. I don't think I should flag the river tile. It borders 2 Pancala tiles, so if they contest, they'll get it. And besides, I could consider flagging hill tiles to get the flag tax. Although I don't think that's the way to go, considering that there are literally 2 of them here. Also, I don't think I should start out with the desert. I should get this grassland tile. I don't want this to get contested and snatched from me. Ooh, I do have power here though. So I will win the contest because we both border with a single tile. Thus, I'll flag this grassland tile. We are equal on power, so the deciding factor would be number of bordering tiles, which for the Pancala is 2, and for me is a single 1. Thus, I will lose any contest. Maybe I should flag the grasslands over here. On top of all of that, I should also consider getting forest flag tags. Yes, that I have just neglected. Oh, alas, alas. Thankfully, flagging is incredibly cheap for my faction, so I'm not missing out as far as that is concerned. Obviously, I have redeemed that coupon immediately, so I will not be getting any bonuses next turn for all the plain tiles I have. That's okay. This did not get contested, surprisingly enough. Rock climbers for a free mountain flag. Or a hill flag. That is incredibly useful considering the fact that there are very few of them though, but they are quite handy. So let's get that. I'll not be building a city on the plains, much as it would be useful. I don't have the resources, not quite yet anyway. Right, let's get the hills over here. And progress further. Let's make flagging grasslands cheaper, even though there aren't that many tiles of that sort over there. This might get contested, and no one will get it unless the Pancala get power in grasslands. Let's flag both of these. I'm comfortable over here. This has been blocked off. Ooh, I should presumably go for additional plain tiles over there. Let's get the cheapest one and continue trading for food. Any opportunities for me? No, nothing left. I still am not getting as much food as I would like to. And I don't think there's much I can do with the signs I'll get. Actually, I can get more signs out of rivers. It's not particularly meaningful. I can really get more in terms of food yields. I would need 30. Can I trade for that? Yes, but I would have to trade all the wealth, which is 8 units of wealth for science. I think that's still worth it, to get more food out of every single grassland tile. Let's do it. A weird swerve, but I appreciate it. Yes, I appreciate my own decision, you see. They contest, and if they contest, that means that one of them has wasted resources. Because they both spend resources, but only one reaps the benefits. A forest flag, that'll be quite handy. I'll place 3 flags on hills to get hill flag tags. There are not that many hills to flag, so yes, I'll be going for those wonderful forests. Let's get more food out of every single grassland tile. It's better than getting more wealth, because I am trading away that wealth for food anyway. At least for now. It's quite a lot of food I'll be getting because of this single decision I have made right now. Can I get even more food out of every single tile? I will need at the very least 45. I will not be anywhere near that. But I should presumably start getting more science each turn. I need, say, 25, or at the very least 20. 20 I can get, and then I'll get more science out of rivers. That's always something. It's not ideal, but it's not insignificant either. I would love to erect another city, but I just can't afford to do so. Let's get as many tiles snatched away from my competitors as I possibly can. Let's not try to contest this river tile, I'll get it one day. We are equal in terms of power, but they have more tiles surrounding it. Significantly more. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I only have 2. Let's get the plains over there instead. Any opportunities? Ah, yes, of course. A free forest flag. FFF. Might as well play it safe and get this forest tile. To expand as far east as I possibly can. I may as well get access to some of those hills over there. If I'm desperate enough. It'll be quite costly. 2 food per river tile, all a free grassland flag. How many river tiles do I have? 4, so that'll be, 5. So that'll be a whopping 10. How much is flagging grasslands? That's going to be a bit. And there's some more river tiles over there. I think it may barely be worth it to get this over the free flag. Let's redeem it immediately. 10 more food. More science each passing turn. And I could hypothetically build a new city all the way over here, making flagging cheaper. It's not the worst of ideas. Especially since I want to establish a foothold over here. I want to be able to flag all of these wonderful plain tiles. Yes, look at this. I have power in the region, although it is contested. But I think I'll take the risk, won't I? Shouldn't I? Look at how cheap these flags are. It's perfectly worth it, as far as I can tell. Do I want to trade for science? I will have 30 next turn, so I will be able to get better science yields, or perhaps wealth yields. If I wanted more food, I would need, say, 45. Can I afford that? No, I barely cannot, even if I spend everything on that pursuit. Fine, let's get as much food as I possibly can then. That 30 will be spent neatly on additional science off of my planes. Of which I'll be getting plenty. I should look into getting an army soon enough, but that of course is quite expensive for this faction. No one gets... Oh, I'm sorry, no, they had more tiles bordering, so they get one of them, but not the other one. A free desert flag. These are quite expensive by their nature, and I'm quite far away from the desert anyway. Or the Harvest Festival. I can't really grow my cities in a single turn, especially a city with fall citizens in it is going to be quite outrageously expensive. Let's get this desert tile for free. The 12 one. The one going deepest into the desert. The deepest. And let's get more science each turn. I'll get more wealth soon enough. But for now, let's keep on flagging. We are even on power. Might as well try to flag this. And of course, I will go for all those plain tiles. They are available to me at a wonderful discount, so I might as well give that a go. So get those hills, and I am afraid that will be it. Can't really afford an army, not quite, not anywhere near that. I'm not making enough wealth, I don't really have the sources of wealth. I'll have to flag into the desert, or possibly into those hills, to do anything of that sort. Or perhaps I'll have to tech into that, which is the simplest of the options available to me. Yes, I think I'll get wealth off of planes. Then I'll be getting 15 each passing turn. Even more with all the planes I'll flag soon enough. Damn it, this will get contested and neither of us will get it, right? Yes. And once again, if I flag this one more time, neither of us will get it. But they're wasting more resources on flagging it than I am. So I think overall this is working out in my favor. Build a city on grasslands for a grassland yield tech, or 3 cities on plains for a plain power tech. I'm not sure I want to have 3 cities on plains, especially with how expensive cities are to build for me. Alright, more wealth out of plains, or rather some wealth out of plains, because I'm not getting any so far. I could try to make flagging hills cheaper. I could go for those precious forests over there. I think I'll go for the hills. How about the desert then? That would also be beneficial. Ah, fine. Flag techs are very cheap for me anyway. Do I grow this city and then attempt to flag this, having more power in the region? That sounds questionable. Fine, let's do that. And let's flag additional plain tiles over here. Will I actually get to those river tiles? We shall see. I can also save up some of my money in order to be able to get a unit next turn, trading everything else for food. Although, let's see if I need any science next turn. I need 45 in order to be able to get more food out of planes, which will allow me to flag like crazy. At which point I'll be left with, what, 20 units of science. Anything meaningful I can spend that on? If I had 25, I could hypothetically get science out of grasslands. It's not that big of a deal, let's get more food instead. This gets contested, but I will win, won't I? Well, let's see what happens. Yes, I will win for once. Writing, 10 science per city. With 2 cities, that's not particularly alluring. But then again, the settler family isn't that great either. Actually, 20 science is nothing to sneer at, is it? Science is quite meaningful. As opposed to a single plain flag. Which are so cheap to me. Fine, let's get the food. And then what? It's not like I can necessarily afford much of anything. Aside from flag tax. Unless I want to flag into the desert for all the wealth it can provide me with. Not the worst of ideas. Fine. Let's flag into the desert. Other than that, I can finally recruit that army. Let's see what the power situation is like. Is there anything I can reasonably conquer? Not really. But I will deploy a unit anyway. I want those plain tiles. I'd have to pump power to be able to conquer anything. And that's not something I intend to do anytime soon. Pumping power tends to be a one-way street. And it tends to end poorly. For all you see, you pump that power, and once you start, it's difficult to stop. Can be so tempting to just try to go out there and conquer. Oh, I haven't actually redeemed writing. What am I doing? Let's do a do-over. Immediately redeem this. Get food out of plains, and on top of that, wealth off of the grasslands? That would be handy. 9 each turn. 9 more each turn. Alright. Recruiting the army, planting it here, and other than that, we're just flagging. Willy-nilly. Plucking this territory out of no one's hands, really. Just putting it into my hands. It's not like I'm taking it away from anyone. I'm just acquiring it for my own more or less devious purposes. Plains over here, or the grasslands over there to have easier access to the river tiles. River tiles it is. Look at all those flags. Look at this glorious army. We are going places. Oh my goodness, the Pancala are not doing all that well. The territory is puny, but based on that they'll have an easier time defending, won't they? Oh, look at this! What a plot twist! I could also invest in power tax in order to put more pressure on them. Yes, and then I could pump power and eventually lose. That is not the way. Build a city on a river tile for a river yield tech. all get 2 food per grassland tile, which will be a whopping 24. Should I flag more grassland tiles? Presumably not. At this point, I could place another city. Now I think I'll just redeem this and flag like crazy. What about the science? Do I want power tax or do I just want yields left and right? I think more food out of grasslands would be quite nice. Although, my current... I think the time is ripe to strike into the Pancala. I don't think I'll ever have such a brilliant opportunity. I can get a few power techs and swing things my way without even pumping power. All I need is say power in plains, maybe in grasslands, maybe in rivers, something like that. And bam, I can just punch a hole in the territory, bisect them. And in general make life wildly difficult for them. I think I have to get those politics and I have to get them now. So let's do just that. For now, plain politics. I am taking those planes away from them and they're not taking those planes away from me. Step 2 is grassland politics. Oh, is it? Maybe, just maybe I should get more science every passing turn. 12 more would be nice. Yes, I like that idea. Look at the incoming yields. Behold. Oh, I wasn't even spending everything on food, now was I? Well, that's just as well. I might as well save up money, deploy more armies. I don't think I should necessarily pump power, although it's always a temptation, isn't it? Fine, make flagging the desert a smidgen easier. Do the forests give me wealth? No, they only give me food so far. But I think I get wealth off of the deserts by default. Yes, I do. 1 unit of it, but I do. Is it worth it more to flag those hills? I don't think it is. Fine, let's leave it at that. My yields will be enormous anyway. And with all the power techs acquired, I should be able to get those planes easily. Even if an army gets deployed. Oh, here's an army and a city. And without pumping power, will I actually get this? Yes, I will! Just through sheer power of power techs. The holy city. Nothing easier under the sun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I could put a city over here, roughly around there. It would of course have 3 citizens to begin with. Owning 3 cities and rivers is ludicrous as a concept. Fine, do I push into them? They do have some power over there, but not enough to actually hold me off effectively. That's one army going over there, another army through here. And I can pump power all the way up to 3. I should be able to threaten. Also, if I want to besiege them, I can get what I like to refer to as siege tech. 2 units of it, to be precise. That's going to be enough to drive them out, I think. They have power here. Do they want to contest this? They may want it, but will they actually manage? I can build that city on the grasslands for a grassland yield tech. The final grassland yield tech, in fact. Let's do just that. I get more food out of every single grassland tile, and this procs Holy City, which means this has 3 citizens. It's emanating quite a bit of power. We emanate equal amounts of power over here. I also can now get... I can make flagging hills easier. Is it worth it? It might just be, although I want more wealth each turn. I do want more wealth each turn. Let's try to flag basically everything. Well, see, even if it's a wash, that works to my advantage, because they don't get it and they expend resources they don't have, but desperately need. Well, there we go. I'm pumping power. There's very little waste. I'm close to getting enough spaces on the map. This will be a wash. Oh, they moved to the east. It'll make threatening this spot all the easier. They might threaten the neighbors, but they'll not work out in their favor. No one gets it, which means that's beneficial to me. I could take the Annus Mirabilis. I might be able to complete 2 objectives in 1 turn. We shall see. It is quite unlikely. It doesn't tend to work out, but it just might. We shall see. The alternative was horrible, I think. Or was it? The benefits weren't that great though. Reducing waste, it's not particularly exciting, whereas growing a city is. Look at the power I have over here. Should easily be able to crush them. I could put even more in power tax into so-called siege tech to guarantee that I manage to crush them. Or I could refuse to do that. By pumping power, I basically guarantee success anyway. And yield tax all the way to go, because those yields last every single turn. So do power tax, but yes, there's basically no limit to how many power tax I can acquire, whereas there's a limit to yields. Although, admittedly, I'm now getting yields for the sorts of tiles where of which I don't have that many. I guess 8 river tiles is a reasonable bit. So it's not particularly foolish to invest in that. But still, let's get wealth. Actually, let's get wealth out of basically everything. Let's focus on wealth for now, since I'm using it to pump power, as things stand. And let's keep on flagging. I can't make flagging the desert any cheaper, not this turn anyway. That's it! My goodness. Even though I've ran out of food at this particular stage, I don't think I could have flagged anything else. But basically no tags along my border left for me to flag, which is incredible. Yeah, I could hypothetically strive to recruit yet another army. Yes, as long as I unpump my power, I can afford that. Let's actually just spend 90%. Actually, no, 70% of my wealth on power. I'll do just fine. I have 2 units over here, putting the hurt on the Pancala. They built a city, moved an army. Surely they have enough power to stop me. Or do they? We'll see. They don't. The only tile I get is the city tile, but that's the most valuable tile of them all, isn't it? Stone cutting for 3 wealth per hill. All reduce wealth waste by doubling the wealth yield. I don't think I'll get that much wealth. This is basically as good as it gets. I do like the situation over here, though. I do like the little thing I have going on. Might as well deploy a 3rd army over here. Spend everything on power. I know what I've said about pumping power. But still, this makes plenty of... By the way, with all those desert tiles flagged, suddenly getting desert yields seems incredibly tempting. I could get food, but let's start by getting wealth. Oh, and I might as well get some more science out of all sorts of sources. Since I have plenty of food and there's not that much left to flag anyway, might as well grow some cities. What can I get? Stone cutting. Not that many more hills left to flag, so might as well claim this right away. Actually, might as well not. Hold on. I can proc stone cutting anytime I want. Let's do that later. Get an army, spend everything on power. Unless I want yet another army. In which case I might as well save a bit. Fine, spending 90%. And at this point I might as well... Let's start out by flagging all the things, and then I can grow my cities. It's not like I'll run out of resources, right? I should absolutely be able to afford everything. I'll grow this single city, that's enough. There are very few tiles left for me to flag. There's this one, and... oh, I'm sorry, that's it. That's literally the only tile left that I can flag. Other than that, I'll just be building cities and growing them, and moving my army. No, the poor unfortunate Pancala. I have my 3 units over here, they're defending to the south, but they'll soon have to defend to the north. I don't get this, but that's fine. I do attack to the north, I do threaten to the north, so they have to reposition. And by doing so, they are wasting food, because I have my army over here, immobile. And they have to run around and defend. I could also split my army up, pump my power a smidgen more, and benefit from that. I don't think I can double my food yield anytime soon, but I can proc the druids and stone cutting in one turn. Procking Annus Mirabilis, which I should proc only after I grow the city I want as much as I want to grow it. Fine, let's grow this city. Proc stone cutting and then druids. Proc Annus Mirabilis. Oh, which gives me wealth. I'm sorry, it just gives me wealth per citizen. Never mind, cancel that. I keep on forgetting how that works nowadays. No, that just gives you wealth per citizen. So let's upgrade this. And these two. Oh, and I have just enough to flag this final desert tile. After which point I can proc Annus Mirabilis. Should I choose to. I presumably ought to, because I need to free up spaces for additional opportunities. That's a little bit of a visual glitch. What's the power situation of the Pancala? Where can I strike to divert the attention as much as I possibly can? I am safe from the Kosala up north, although I don't like their aggressive posture over there. This angers me. I will strike over here though. Oh, I don't have food! Fine, let's redo all of that yet again. Move them here. What about all that extra science? Huh. Guess I've basically done nothing with it. Oh, and if I spend everything on power this particular turn, I still have enough to get another army next turn. Yeah, I just have an abundance of resources. That's it. Let's get the ball Let's keep the ball rolling, actually. The ball is already rolling. I don't think I need yields off of the sea because I only have these 2 sea tiles, and I will only ever have these 2 sea tiles. However, yields off of the desert are quite appealing. More science out of the desert. And out of the forests, might as well start off by getting more science. I know I could hypothetically go for more food out of these sources, but this time, look at all the science I'll be getting next turn. It's all perfectly fine. Oh, and with how things are going, I might as well reduce power waste. It's quite annoying to keep on losing that power, isn't it? If I spend nothing and reduce power waste, I retain 2 points of power. Which is a decent chunk. And I could hypothetically pump my power further, all the way up to 3 and threaten quite a bit. I can of course begin to acquire power techs to annoy the Pancala. The scholarly Pancala. They defend neatly. That's mostly because I wasn't all that busy pumping power that particular turn. And I do not get threatened myself, so I presumably should invest in all those opportunities that focus on you not being threatened on a particular turn. Conquer a forest space or build a city on a desert tile. I didn't want to build a city on a desert tile. It's pointless. It's perfectly safe over there. I'll be fortifying nothing and it'll basically be of no benefit to me other than existing. It's significantly more likely for me to conquer a forest tile. They still do not have enough power to take over here. I can just defend passively with the city and with power techs. Fine, let's focus on yields. Well, the food off of the desert and from river tiles also. More science off of rivers. There we go. Excellent. I know I'm not getting power techs, so there's no rush. Oh, and as far as pumping power is concerned, might as well instead reduce power waste. And save up wealth. Do I reduce wealth waste? I presumably ought to. Fine, let's reduce wealth waste. There we go. Next turn I'll have enough to deploy yet another army. Also this particular turn I presumably ought to grow this city to defend even more, to remain resolute, yes, stalwart. Just be able to keep these forces at bay passively. And that's about it. Unless I want to build a city all the way over here. Which wouldn't be the worst of ideas, it would be a city, I guess. Otherwise I'm just wasting food, am I not? Yes, 15. If I reduce food waste, I will not be able to acquire that additional army next turn. You know what, fine. I'll let some food go to waste, unfortunate though it may be. Let's see what happens over here. I am threatening 2 tiles. Well, will you defend? Over here, and I do not manage to capture this, unfortunately. And I do get threatened myself. Well done, Pancala. 2 science per sea tile, which is 8 science in total, because I only have these 2 sea tiles. Or build a city on hills for a hill yield tech. I don't think there's much of a point. I will get that hill yield tech very soon anyway. It's only 37 science, come on. So do I just get 8 more science? Fine, give me the science. And let's get additional yields. At this point, unless I want to focus on sea yields, or possibly yields off of citizens, I presumably ought to start getting those power techs. But I can't quite decide which. I also need to swoop in to defend over here, because apparently the Pancala decided to go on the offensive. Look at them. Bravely venturing into my territory. Attacking ruthlessly. Deploy an army. And move this one. Also, grow this city. Should have ample defenses against the aggression. The unacceptable act of aggression. Once again, I have an opportunity to build that silly city. Alright, what sort of politics do I want, if any? I think power and grasslands is the way to go. Power and rivers would also be nice. And these are the ones that I shall get. Fine, more power and grasslands. This will also help me attack them. And I might as well pump my power the tiniest smidgen. Will I be able to hold? Absolutely. Will I be able to threaten? Not quite yet, but I'm getting there. How am I doing in terms of victory points? I do have 2 of them for a city that I have captured and for spaces on the map. I just need for 5 more. I could save up wealth, although I am hemorrhaging it. I could get 2 more armies, plus bump up the city population, since I have so much food. Are power attacks viable? I don't know anymore. I could get both of these, but alas, I would need 1 more victory point. I could get it up for an opportunity and then just win like that. It's the most viable thing I can foresee happening. I would like the courthouse to eliminate all wealth waste. But of course we don't get to pick our opportunities, we just get to play the hand we are dealt. I defend easily. Do they conquer? They don't. Alright, it's mostly a wash. Here's the courthouse that I've just mentioned. How wonderful. No wealth shall ever go to waste again. Oh, and with all this power, I could go out there a-conquering. It is a tempting thing to do. I know it's not necessarily the way you should play this game. You should go for the victory points. That's the way this game is played. You win by getting the necessary victory points. And you do that in this circumstance by accumulating wealth. Although I could also get those armies of mine up and running. But once I get those armies, those wonderful armies, it would be a shame to just have them go to waste, wouldn't it? Fine, let's go 90% power pumping, and the 10% will go to my coffers, saved up for the next army. As far as my science is concerned, I could save it up to, say, get more wealth off of each of my citizens, but I'd rather get more power in grasslands, which fortifies me all too neatly. It fortifies me over here and over there. It also helps me conquer here and there. I'll threaten plenty of additional tiles as well. Let's fortify here, and of course, a city of size 6. They will not be getting in anytime soon. Oh, I could also move my armies over there. I do have the extra food most of the time. What is the power situation like? How much power do they know? That's me. How much power do they have over there? This is a bit of a weak spot. And it's right next to my city. I could also strike there. Yes, this is a neat little spot. Although I could deploy a national army over there instead of moving one of my forces I have here already. But no, let's attack them on 3 fronts all at once. That is the way to go. With all the pumped power, I should be able to threaten this turn. They don't even have enough armies to block my threat from every single direction. I don't get this, but I do threaten both to the north and to the south, and they would have to move all of their units to have any hope of defending. Trade more favorably for food, I don't like that idea. Or goldsmith, get wealth every single passing turn. I like that idea. Doesn't really go to waste. I invested, and then it pays dividends every single passing turn. Except that means I won't be able to recruit an army this particular time. Fine, hold on, I'll proc the goldsmith later. For now, let's get an army, enlarge it over here, and keep on pumping power. I'm mostly losing power because my wealth is down to 9. But this is still promising. Oh, more wealth out of every single one of my citizens, please. I know I could go for power tax, but I'll spend science on that soon enough. Don't you worry about that. Meanwhile, I can use the wealth to, say, recruit national armies and so on. However, let's not forget that I need to focus on my defenses. I obviously do. So let's upgrade this city to size 7. Soon enough, it will be a burgeoning metropolis. Do I save wealth for another army? I can't, because I literally have 9. It doesn't really matter if I save the 9 wealth I have right now. They swoop in over here to defend to the north, and thus I take territory to the south, at least 1 tile. Year of Plenty, own no threatened hexes for 4 turns. This is going to happen. Mark my words. For once, I'll actually get Year of Plenty. My defenses are strong enough. I will be able to hold. Alright, what are the defenses? 7, 7, 8, But Bah, I'll just pump power. I'll overcome them with sheer brute force and determination. More power in grasslands, perhaps? Why not? 4 points of power in grasslands, just like that. If I want another army, I will need to save up. As long as I spend a mere 90% on power, that'll do. Oh, and of course I need to spend my food on defense. There's an opportunity related to growing a city to size 8, so maybe I should save up for that. Yeah, let's do that. This point I could also build additional cities in a variety of spots. I do have the extra food. Well, it's better than letting it go to waste, isn't it? Fine, I'm on my way to get the city population. Just need one more person, I'll have the city population up there. Also, one more army gives me the Colossus, at which point I can just save up wealth and win. Do I proc the goldsmith? I guess I do, fair enough. Will I ever conquer that forest space? We'll find out. They're not going to threaten me though, so year of plenty, here we come. Soon. Or will they threaten around here? Will they? Nope, but I am threatening in all sorts of places. Own 3 cities on hills. That's not gonna happen. Even without the penalty for building additional cities. Come on now. All sorts to plowshares to disband an army and get 100 food. I don't need the food. This is so rarely useful. Oh, and the Kosala are doing wonderfully well. How are they doing? How many victory points do they have? They'll get 2 more soon enough. If they save up wealth, they'll just win. Right, what do I need to win myself? 1 more army, 1 more citizen. Either of those plus the wealth. What if I stopped spending money altogether? Would that work? One more citizen right here. Give me those victory points. And a bigger city all the way over there. I could get another army, but that will do me no good. After all, I'll have 6 victory points, but I need 7. It's not like I can easily pump my power all the way up to 15, now can I? Or can I? Because that would be interesting. It still is significantly smarter to just save up enough wealth, since I have the courthouse anyway. I could get that additional army though. Then perhaps I ought to. Fine. And now it's just a matter of saving up enough wealth. I could also get some power in rivers. Whatever. Power in hills. Something along those lines. To make the conquest a smidgen easier. But at this point I'm not spending wealth, I'm just accumulating it. Which means that I'm not pumping power. Thus I am actively making my conquest a smidgen more difficult, am I not? Might also become threatened based on that. Foiling my attempt at the Year of Plenty. It was going so well too. Do I aim for wine? Or for mathematics? No, I don't. I just save up wealth and win. Doesn't even matter if I lose territory over here. Not much of this matters. I just need to save up wealth all the way up to 800. Unless I can get 7 power attacks somehow. I could hypothetically strive to do that by trading my wealth for knowledge, but I don't think that's the way to go. fortify over here. Might help. I actually have enough to defend over there. I sincerely hope so. But in either case, might as well get some more power either in forests or in hills, or in both. Hills and forests. There we go. That increases my defensive capabilities. And I will once again, as I have mentioned, spend no wealth, just keep on accumulating it in order to get the Hanging Gardens. If I lose territory, then so be it. Oh, they decided to move to the east, thus their assault will fail. Even with me not pumping power at all. But I do not threaten, because I'm not pumping power. Brief respite, that might actually work out, and significantly more likely than the crossbows. I'm also accumulating points on the Year of Plenty, which also gives me money, but I would have to spend money to actually make it happen. Because I would have to pump power in order to make sure that I'm safe. Or, you know, I can just keep doing what I've been doing and keep spending science and power techs every passing turn. And keep spending money on my little cities to make them no longer so little. There we go. I don't quite have the wealth yet, but neither does anyone else. And it's not like who are you people? The Kosala can bring the power from 2 to 15 in a single turn, now can they? All can buy 7 power techs in a single turn. All can get the wealth all the way to 800. At least I hope they can't. Because if they can, then I'll just lose with an easy faction and scholar. Thankfully, these two are fighting. I proc Brief Respite, which gives me a bit more wealth. I could take the Hilltop Oracle. Spending my wealth to get some more science. But this is insignificant. I don't have enough wealth this turn anyway. Except, isn't the victory condition checked at the end of the turn? I don't think I'll proc the Year of Plenty either, though, because I need 2 more turns of not being threatened, so it doesn't matter, no. Let's proc the Hilltop Oracle. Now, if I could get those additional power techs, it would just win! How silly. Just need 4 more. I'm almost there. 2. One more! Well, I'm going to win next turn no matter what. Or, if it checks the winning objectives, the victory conditions after I get the income, then I'll win right now. We are about to find out. Fine, let's grow this city to size 8. Behold it in all its glory. Anything I can proc over here? No, nothing. Alright, ending the turn, winning. And thus I have won. Yes, it checked victory conditions after I got my income.
Look on my works, ye mighty, and despair.
I have won as the Kuru. How did I win? Where did I get my victory points? Well, I'm glad you asked. The Hanging Gardens, so 800 wealth all more. Colossus, so 7 or more armies. Pyramids, so 25 all more in terms of city pop. Mausoleum, so 1 captured city. And the Great Lighthouse, so 100 spaces on the map. That's quite a few points, isn't it? That's actually 9 victory points, as you can see. Even though I needed 7 to win, I got this many. And I was about to get 3 more, because that requires you to have 18 power techs, the Temple of Artemis does. And I would have gotten that next turn. I would have had a whopping total of 12 victory points. Ludicrous, I know. The Kosala were in second place with armies, fleets, city population, and spaces. So Colossus, Pyramids, Great Lighthouse. Then there are the 2 remaining factions with city population, so the Pyramids. That's about it. I was reasonably firmly in the lead for most of the time. With the Kosala, I guess hopping onto first place briefly before eventually succumbing. I guess mostly because the Pancala were threatening them from the west, so I'm glad they took the opportunity to do that, even though the hopes of winning were ever so dashed. They've played their part. Either way, thanks for watching, and you will see me elsewhere.